My sincerest apologies, everyone, for being so late. I completely forgot that the newest chapters of Solo Leveling go up at 12 and not 12:30. I blame myself for scheduling things at 12:30 so often recently. So, yeah. Sorry about that. Let's go and get started with the brand newest chapter, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Solo Leveling Ragnarok. So, they've flown through the S rank gate. Not only that, but we also learned that the heir of the Frost Monarch lies inside of this gate that Paya has created. Paya being one of the heirs of the monarchs as well. And it's also the heirs who have their own system and are siding with this system. It is their goal and pretty much their quest in order to gain the favor and have the frost heir join their side, while Suho's going in there to just eradicate the entire gate along with everyone else. And when they get in there, they basically crash land, and Suho's just wondering what the heck is going on. Let me make sure chat is good. I see you, Kohagen. I see you, Mihai. Let's see, not really a problem. For those who want to read it fast, they can do it online on some sites. Yes, I always read from Tapas or like the official sources, because that's just how I operate. I just operate efficiently. Not officially. Efficiently. Efficiently is not even a word, but I operate officially by just reading official stuff. So, yeah. But that's currently where we're at right now. Episode 65, Chapter 65, Approaching S-Gate. And I guess we're seeing what happens when they start to approach the gate and then go through it. And we have the plane with everyone on board. Suho's strapped in, tapping his foot, getting a little bit anxious. And then someone next to him says, "It'll be fine. No need to get so anxious." And it's Park Dojin sitting right next to him saying this. Efficiently. Yeah, I'd be just making up words. "It'll be fine. No need to get so anxious. Dojin, I just don't want the scavengers to snap up all the rewards before our team even has a chance to enter the dungeon." Another thing to take note here is from the last chapter, Park Dojin intends to try and take Thomas Andre. So, best of luck with that happening. "I just don't want the scavengers to snap up all the rewards before our team even has a chance to enter the dungeon." The nerve of that Thomas Andre. I can't believe he used some cheap trick to con our team into giving us a head start. Oh, was it really a trick so that it landed on their side? Was it really a trick so that the coin was in favor of Thomas Andre? I understand how you feel, but impatience won't get us there any faster. That's true, and I guess it doesn't really matter who clears this gate as long as it gets cleared. I say that, but if I'm being honest, I just want to beat those scavenger bastards. Relax, Suho. You've got nothing to worry about. And this is Bake, and he has one of the Manticore gauntlets on. Well, he has his Manticore gauntlets on. Besides, we already got a huge advantage over the scavengers, because your familiars are sure to outperform any human excavation team, right? Probably? And Park is looking at him, and there's a slight glow to his eyes as he's paying attention to the conversation. I can sense it. Suho is much more powerful than he was just a week ago. It's not just him. All the Korean hunters seem stronger now. And it shows every single hunter that's received an item from Suho. He can see the aura coming off of them, and it seems way better. It seems way bigger than it was before. Is this all thanks to those weapons Suho's been giving out? Oh, right. And then Suho starts manipulating shadows for himself. Dojin, I made an item too. I made you an item too. Here you go. I made this for you yesterday. And it's a ring. He made either it's a ring or another bracelet, just like he did for Choi Jong-in. Consider it thanks for that favor you did for me back in Jisan. And Park is looking at it. Park is looking at it as he can see the power emanating from it, and his eyes kind of widen just a little bit, like there's a little haze over his eye. It's very, very subtle. It's very subtle. I appreciate that you use your skills to make this for me, but I've got a few privacy concerns. I'm not trying to plant a bug on you or anything, I swear. But, of course, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. And he's remembering back when he was speaking to Arsha, with her going,
Won't this be a great chance for you to cozy up to the heir of the shadow? You'll be teammates after all. Won't it be more fun to betray him after you've won him over?
I don't know enough about friendship to use it as a weapon.
Oh, right. You don't have any friends, do you? Aw, poor thing.
No, it's fine. I believe you. And then he puts on the bracelet on his arm, with Suho just smiling. Thank you, Suho. And then Choi, who's in the pilot seat, going, all right, there's no way we'll lose with Dojin on our team. Oh, wait, no, this is Suho going, all right, there's no way we'll lose with Dojin on our team. Get ready, everyone. That's Choi. We're entering the gate. And they start to fly closer and closer to the gate. And then they get through it, and they're in the frozen tundra of what appears to be Baruka's domain. Domain. If it isn't officiantly, it's domain. It's only the 3rd day of January, and I've already made up 2 words. But they're flying into the S-rank gate, and it's just a frozen tundra. It's the S-rank dungeon. I didn't think it'd be so big. Will 24 hours really be enough? And then, while they're flying, the engines start to fail. With Choi going, our engines are starting to fail. Our engines are starting to fail, just as predicted. It won't be long now. Get into your safety capsules and prepare for landing. And then Choi comes up and he's giving this grand speech to everyone. Listen up, everyone. Right now, our number 1 priority as a team is clearing this S-rank gate. However, this team must also serve as the foundation for an army that will face an even greater enemy in the near future. We have to work together to overcome our challenges. And then every one of them just goes, yes, sir! Including Miho, who's there as well. And Park is just looking. And Park is thinking, by an even greater foe, does he mean us? Sorry, but I won't be going easy on you guys, as it shows Leun Sok sitting next to him, still very much taken over. I can't let you keep getting in my way. Oh, that's what happened! They didn't crash! Lee starts channeling energy in his hand, and he blows up the plane! And in that moment, Suho goes, huh? And the plane explodes. He made Lee blow up the plane they were in! Sir, the Korean team's plane just exploded! Now that's what I call a grand entrance. And the sir he's referring to is Thomas and Andre, who's just casually walking in the snow, the snow that's covering his feet, ain't nothing but some flip-flops! And he just turns away and walks away. Shouldn't we check the crash site? Why? To give them a proper burial or something? They're a team of S-rank hunters. It'll take a lot more than that to kill them. Quit dragging your feet. It's time to start the hunt. And he says this while he's in front of what appears to be very weird mutated elk? Reindeer? And he takes off his shades because this man is about to work. He's about to work. This man is about to go to work. This man is about to go to work. And then we cut back to when Suho woke up. We just got blown up out of nowhere. How'd it come to this? The force of the explosion must have sent everyone scattering. But their shadow items weren't destroyed, so they must still be alive at least. I'll use my shadow warriors to look for them. And he just creates shadow warriors all around. Should I wait till we can regroup as a team? No. The scavengers already got that head start on us. Don't want to fall too behind. Guildmaster Choi Jong-in is a raid captain, so I'm sure everyone will rally around him. Besides, we've got plenty of powerful hunters on this team with loads of experience. I'm sure they can manage just fine without my help. I'll just go off on my own. And he just takes off across the snow at blinding speed with a big old smile on his face, just like his daddy. And Snowy Peak looks like the kind of place you'd find a dungeon boss. And it shows what appears to be this giant crescent moon mountain-like structure. Efficiently, Dormain. What did I just say? What did I just say? Hold on. Efficiently, Dormain, and now Strusher. Not structure, Strusher. Okay. So he starts rushing towards this crescent moon-shaped mountain, thinking that's where the boss is. And all of a sudden, something shatters in front of him while he's running towards it. Did the ground just explode? Were these monsters hiding beneath the ice? And they all look like Yeti. They all look like basically what you would see as abominable snowmen. So this isn't the Frost Elf domain. We're in Jotunheim. These are Jotuns. We're in Jotunheim. But they all just start coming out of the snow. Looks like I found my first S-rank dungeon monsters. And he's thinking back to when he was fighting. He's thinking back to Dong-su, and he takes up the same stance as Dong-su did when he was rushing him. And he's got a smile on his face as he's preparing to beat all these monsters, and he goes, "Eviscerate." And then all we get is just this piercing blow that hits this Jotun directly in his head so hard that his teeth slam down and blood shoots out of his mouth through his teeth. Let's get this party started. And then we see an outside view of the mountain and a whooshing sound as we zoom in, and we have a door that leads into the mountain. And someone putting their hands together. Oh, this has got to be the Frost Monarch. Oh, it is. But this person is clasping their hands, and we have this person going,
"Help me, grandfather."
And the grandfather he's speaking of is the Frost Monarch, who's basically has this giant statue of himself, shirtless and holding that spear he tried to use back in the original timeline. It's the same dude, he just ain't got the cloak on. He's literally has this mountain shrine, and the air is in front of him with like this little bow and arrow.
"Help me, grandfather. How are we supposed to carry on without you? Cha-Cha will be leaving us soon, and once she's gone, I know that it will be up to me to lead the village, as the eldest. But will I be able to lead our village all on my own?"
And, this is such a precious little, wait a minute. Cha-Cha? Cha-Cha? Cha-Hayen? Cha-Cha will be leaving us soon? Cha-Cha real smooth?
Cha-Cha will be leaving us soon.
I think this is a girl, though.
Cha-Cha will be leaving us soon, and once she's gone, I know that it'll be up to me to lead the village, as the eldest. But will I be able to lead our village all on my own?
And we have what appears to be the heir of the Frost Monarch.
After the adults of our village vanished, we children were left to fend for ourselves. But one day, heaven sent us a messenger.
And the heir is just looking up at this person.
A messenger who came to us riding on a black-winged dragon.
Oh, it is Chahayan. It is Chahayan! This is where she came from. Which begs the question, wait a minute. Which begs the question, did she leave the gate? Or was she going into it? But yeah, we get Kaisel and someone standing on his back.
That was how we came to meet Cha-Cha. The children of the Ice Elves were able to survive this harsh, icy world with Cha-Cha's help. It's Cha-Hayan!
We still don't see her face, though.
Cha-Cha won over every elf in the village, and soon none of us could imagine life without her. However, whenever Cha-Cha spoke of the world she came from, I felt an indescribable fear. Someday Cha-Cha would leave this place.
And then it cuts to this elf girl leaving the mountain.
And when she does, I, as the eldest elf of the village, it's up to me now to keep our village safe.
And then there's a growl sound in front of her, directly in front of her. And it shows one of these Jotuns literally bum rushing her all of a sudden, just out of nowhere.
An Ice Mountain giant? Here? How? They never traveled this far.
And then her eyes start gleaming, her hair starts to unfurl. And she dodges, it looks like she dodges away. Yeah, it looks like she dodges away from the Jotun, even though that's not what it's called.
Kill it.
And before she can do anything, a shadow Jotun comes in and punches the one that was attacking her directly in the face. Because all of the Jotuns that Suho was fighting, he turned and now he's getting beaten up by his own boys. Fight back, Jotun! Fight back! Fight back, Jotun! Fight back! Just literally getting beaten up by his own dudes. And she was preparing to fight because she had dual blades ready. But she's kind of shocked to see this.
Are they fighting among themselves?
I didn't think one of them would try to get away. They're sly like that, young master. They won't think twice about abandoning their own kind. I should remember to stay on my guard with these. And it just shows this whole crowd of shadow Jotuns beating the living tar out of the one that tried to get away. They're just cutting loose. And then all of a sudden, the elf child starts running extremely fast, thinking,
he must be the one who lured the Ice Mountain giants away from the natural habitat.
And she is literally, she's crazy fast. Don't let her stature fool you. She is moving like Jin would. She's zipping and zigzagging, and then she launches directly at Suho.
I must eliminate him to restore peace to our world.
And she's bringing her leg down to try and kick him in the face. And then there's this big, massive thwack sound that shakes the entire mountainside. And she's shocked to see Suho not only stop her, but just casually catch her foot and go, "Are you a monster too?" To be continued! Ladies and gentlemen, we can't call her Cha-Hayan no more. We can't call her Cha-Hayan no more. Her name is now Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha real smooth, okay? Cha-Cha. Okay, so let's just go over everything that's happened within this chapter real quick. Like, first of all, everyone made it into the gate. However, Park made Leon Suk destroy the entire plane because he doesn't intend to make it easy for them to bring him down, even though they don't know that Park is pretty much the problem. he decided to, let's make things difficult for you guys, and has his own pawn blow up the plane. Thomas Andre is already in there getting a head start, and he's all like, yeah, it's time to hunt, quit dawdling, and he's preparing to just beat up on all of these creatures. Beat up on all these creatures that are surrounding him. There's that. Then we find out that the heir of the Frost Monarch, who turns out to be the granddaughter of the Frost Monarch, she's there, and apparently Cha Hae-in was there in this domain already in this domain before, and helped these children survive in this environment that also seems to have, really weird reindeer and also a whole bunch of ice mountain giants. So I'm just calling them Jotuns because they just remind me of Jotuns. So Cha Hae-in was here, and she helped these children. Good, just motherly instincts, And all the children loved her as they shouted out with glee. Cha Hae-in, we call her Cha-Cha, who will go down in history. Like, they revere her, but but the heir, whose name we don't get yet, was just like, the more she talked about her world, the more I felt this fear that she was going to leave, and she eventually did. So these children are just here by themselves. So we get Suho, who's just doing what he does best, beating up on creatures, leveling up, and gaining new shadow soldiers to use, because he's also trying to keep an eye out on everyone else, because everyone's been separated during the plane crash. So while that's going on, an ice mountain giant gets to where the heir is, the frost heir is, and she goes to attack it. Like, she was getting she was prepared to attack it. She's ridiculously fast. She has gremlin speed. So this little frost gremlin just tries to take out the ice giant without a moment's hesitation. But Suho comes in with his own shadow mountain giants, and they start beating up on the one that got away. And then Beru said, hold on, I gotta scroll back up. And then Beru said, they're sly like that, young he said, I didn't think one of them would try to get away. They're sly like that, young master. They won't think twice about abandoning their own kind. So referring to the one giant that wasn't turned and killed, he immediately started to dip as soon as he saw his own friends get turned into shadow soldiers that were fighting against him. I should remember to stay on my guard with these. So while they're getting beaten up on, the child sees Suho as a threat, thinking that he's the one that led the monsters up here. And she tries to attack him. And mind you, I will admit, she is very speedy for a little gremlin, but not fast enough to do anything lasting to Suho despite her incredible speed. Because he just straight up catches her leg and go like, are you a monster too? So this should be interesting to see how this conversation between these two people go. Because this is the first time we've... No, it's not. Because we saw baby Suho basically just wrecking regular Suho within that infinite dungeon. And that was just toddler. That was just toddler Suho. But it has been a while since we've seen a child actually fight. And mind you, these blades that she's carrying kind of remind me of Baruka's daggers a little bit. They're not overly curvy and sharp like Baruka's daggers are, but it reminds me of Baruka's daggers. So, but the conversation between these two should be quite interesting, considering one is affiliated with Cha-Cha because Cha-Cha helped save her village after all of the adults vanished, which is interesting, by the way. All of the adults of this place are gone, so the only thing that is left is just these creatures and these children. So there's that. But the conversation between these two should be interesting, considering their affiliation with Cha Hae-in. One is indebted to her for saving her life and the life of the children in her village. The other is her literal son. So this should be an interesting conversation between these two. This is the first chapter of solo leveling in the year 2026, and we already got Cha Hae-in mentioned and partially seen. We just see her from the back, just the back of her head, and I think that was the same case when she first appeared in these chapters. We only saw like the back of her hair, and she was standing there with Kaisel, because she came to this domain with Kaisel as well. I can't think of a better mount than Kaisel. Kaisel is like the OG mount. Always loyal. I wonder if his level has gone up. Because since he's a Shadow Soldier as well, I'm pretty sure his level can go up as well. I wonder how powerful Kaisel is now compared to how he was back then. But this is our first chapter of solo leveling in the year 2026. Can y'all believe it? We're in a new year. I'm happy to see all of you. Kohagen, Mihai, anyone else, even you, Flipdo, if you happen to stop by here. Yes, I had a feeling you would. But this is already getting off to a good start, because now we have two people who know Cha-Hae-in who are about to clash with each other. It's like Jackie Chan fighting Don Cheadle in Rush Hour 2? Or was it Rush Hour 1? It was either Rush Hour 1 or 2 when they were fighting each other and saying like, oh, you know Wing Chun? Oh, you know this master? Oh, I know that master. Oh, yeah, I do. They're brothers. So it's like that. It's all like, oh, we fighting first? Oh, wait, we have something in common. Never mind. Why can't we be friends? It's kind of like that. So, yeah, I can't wait to see how this conversation goes in the next chapter. So, that's all I got. I'm not going to keep you guys too long because I don't want to drone on talking about the same thing over and over again and just rephrasing it. It's best just to say my thoughts and then dip, because I got to give you guys a channel update video, because there's a lot going on today and for the rest of January. But other than that, thank you everybody for stopping by to today's episode of Solo Leveling. Sorry for being 30 minutes late. I just forgot that the chapters drop at 12. But I want to say thank you for being patient with me. Onwards to bigger and greater things for the channel as a whole. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out the Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, let it be both.